On this channel, $1 Million Made Easy, we love to run numbers for people. What we do is look at the actual historical returns for the S&P 500 for the last 100 years, and we project ahead what similar returns might do for you in the future. The resulting numbers are simply a possible range of what may happen in the future. Why do we use the S&P 500? Because it's what everybody's trying to beat, but few consistently do over the long term. It also has a track record for 100 years, including the Great Depression years, right here. So we're going to look at what may happen in the future based on what's happened for the last 100 years. And we're going to come up with a range from in case we have a worst case scenario going forward or the best case scenario going forward or something in between. We're going to come up with a range. But here's what we do on this channel. We just ask you to give us your beginning balance, your monthly contribution, and if you want to increase that each year, and we'll go ahead and run it. It's best if we have at least 20 years. This is so crucial. It's really good if we have 30 or more years, and then numbers are simply mind-boggling. But here's why I don't like to run it for less than 20 years. Look at this chart. What if we have a run like here? For example, I recently got a request for a 7-year run. Said they're 55 years old. They had $550,000, and I want you to notice if we have runs like here for 7 years, you're going to end up with less than what you started with. Same if you do this over the year 2000. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's individual, 550,000, age 55, says he can contribute 1,000 a month. Wanted to know where he might be in 7 years. 7 years, he would have put in 634,000. Here's the actual numbers. It's going to run it for every single year from 1924 to the present for these time periods. And you're going to see a huge range, but you're also going to see in the red. Red is the worst case scenario. And when you see the red less than what you put in, see you put in over a 7-year period with this scenario, you would have put in 634,000, and yet you would have only had 496,000 in some of these years. It'd be right here, 1926. Look at 1926. You're going down through here, going really good. And then you hit these 4 down years. After 4 down years, at one point you had 1.294 million. And then by the time you were done, even though you're putting in 1,000 a month, you'd only have 496,000 to show for it. That's why I don't like to run it for much less than actually 30 years, but definitely not less than 20 years. In fact, in this case scenario, let's just go ahead and highlight this. I like to highlight numbers because it helps you eyeball them. Otherwise, they're just a bunch of numbers in a row. But what I did is I highlighted any of the amounts now going down through that was less than what you actually would have put in. Again, over a 7-year period, you would have put in 634,000. These ones in red, you actually have less than what you put in over that 7-year period. That's why I don't like to run for less than 20 years. Now you could come out really good. 65% of the time, you'd have over $1 million. 34% of the time in this column, you'd have color coded in blue, you'd have over 1.5, and there's actually 6% of the time you'd actually have over 2 million color coded in gold. To show you a little bit more of this, see if we can find out where the gold is. Hey, there's gold going down through here. So if the next 7 years were like some of these years, like 1948, 1950, you'd have over $2 million, starting with $550, putting in 1,000 a month. But again, you might run into a period like 1926, 1928. Let's go down through here and see some more for the 7-year column. There's the golds. There's some greens. There's a red one, 1968. For the next 7 years, you would have run into, ended up with less money than you put in for that 7 years. See if there's any more going down through here. That's why I really hesitate. Probably we'll get down here in the year 2000. Yeah, 2002, you'd have less than what you put in. Why? Because you hit right here. 2002, starting right in here, you hit this down 37%. So it just knocked it down. That's why I don't like to run numbers for less than 20 years. But somebody asked me to run these numbers, 550,000, 1,000 a month, where they be in 7 years, this is where you'd be. I have no idea. The range would be from 496, less than what you put in, up to as much as 2.696 million, with the median being 1.265. But that's what we do on this channel. We run numbers for people. Again, I really hesitate to run it less than 20 years, but I will if you want me to, and I'll just show you the range. Uh, but please consider subscribing. Please share this video, like this video. Let others know there's a channel out there that will run numbers for them. And please try to keep to this criteria: the beginning balance, your monthly contribution, and whether you want to increase that, and at least have 20 years. Because when you start getting out to 20, especially 30 and more, you're going to see mind boggling numbers. Thanks for watching.